How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review of Chasing Atlanta season. Lord, I always forget the season. Season 5, episode 7, I believe. So we start this episode off. We see Oliver hanging out with Mama Twixt. We find out that Mama Twixt was one of the people who had an adverse effect to getting the vaccine shot. She said the first shot she was alright with, and then the second shot kind of took her out. She has lupus, and so it interacted with the lupus, and it had a really bad effect, and she was in the hospital and some other things. And so Oliver's over there cooking for her, and you know, they get to talking, and we find out that Oliver has recently reconnected with his dad. And this is right before Christmas, so he's going home, and they're going to actually spend Christmas together. And his mom is saying, listen, I'm happy for you. Because, like, we've never done this before. Like, you've never in your life had your family together like that, you know. And you need that. She said, you know, growing up, I raised you as a single mom. And a lot of times, you know, you see it. I feel like, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I feel like what she was saying was, like, it's just me. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's always just me. But this way, you have a different, you know, perspective, and we get to, you know, you get to spend some time with your dad and get to know him and build a friendship or a relationship with him. Now, I'm going to say this. Mama Twixt, you a better woman than me. And I'm going to say there is power in therapy, because what we found out is that Oliver's mom and dad, they married young, had him young. And when the relationship started going south and Mama Twixt said, you know, deuces, I'm out, Daddy Twixt was like, you're not leaving me. And he was a recovering drug addict, so he relapsed. And then I guess in his high state decided that he was going to take his, I think Oliver said, a tow truck and ram it through their apartment and ended up running over his mom. Now, she said that she done been through a couple of years of therapy, and she's finally ready, you know, because he wants to apologize, and she's finally ready to hear it. Listen, God's still working on me, because he's still working on me. You're a better one than me, Mama Twixt. Much respect to you. Much respect, because I know that's what we supposed to do. I know we supposed to be able to get to that space, but God ain't through with me, because they're gonna spend Christmas together. And then Oliver called his father, and he was flirting with the mama. Oh, you look good, girl. Can't wait to see you. See, no. But anyway, congratulations though, Oliver. I'm glad that you are able to build a relationship with your dad. I do feel like you need your dad in your life, so congratulations to you. Rico done invited Wayne the Pain down to the studio to flirt with him. Rico, nephew, stop being a hoe. Stop being a hoe. That man got a man. He told you he got a man, and you sitting there trying to find loopholes, talking about, well, he said he got a man, but they might be trying to work out some things. They might be trying to open up that thing, and I just want to make sure that I'm priority number one. You don't want to be nobody's side nothing. You want to be number one, okay? Now, I do feel like Wayne was letting you know that if other things work out, that maybe y'all could play around a little bit. Like, he didn't totally kick you, like, you know, and be like, nah. But I think he was trying to keep it above board, like, because he said, listen, he a faithful kind of dude. And he told you, he said he a faithful kind of dude. He said, I'm the kind of dude, I'll give you the password to my phone. Like, I'm that dude. So, Rico. But anyway, so they were talking about the music and stuff. And what Wayne said is that, you know, a lot of people don't realize that he started off as an artist. And he became Kendra's manager because the manager she had wasn't really doing anything for her. And his thing was, well, I can do a better job. Hell, I can do better than what he's doing. And he became her manager. He said, but now he's ready to do music. He's ready to, you know, work on his own project. He said working with Kendra has helped him out a lot, because he's kind of learned what to do, what not to do, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really, really helpful for him. And you know, me and Wayne the Pain have come a long way, because, you know, I ain't used to have nothing for Wayne the Pain. But I'm actually liking Wayne the Pain. I'm actually liking what he's bringing this season. I am. I'll be honest with you. So there was that, child. So Drew is on her way. Drew Holiday is on her way to her first pageant, and she's having a fundraiser drag show. So she had the people there, and she's doing the drag. I think it's Miss Paradise Summer or other, and she's doing a drag show, and Troy is the MC. Ray performs, and let me say this: there might be things that I could say I ain't really crazy about when it comes to Miss Drew, but when it comes to the drag, when it came to that performance, baby, you put a performance in. I ain't gonna lie to you. You gave a performance, baby. You gave a performance, okay? You got a lot of tips. I hope you went up to that pageant and did well. Hell, I hope you won, okay? And I know you already said that you know that people gonna read you for taking that wig off. Baby, don't you never, ever. You go backstage if you need some air, or you need to air it out, or you need a moment. You go backstage, but don't you never snatch that wig off like that on stage looking, don't you? You gotta maintain the illusion, ma'am. You gotta maintain the illusion. Her parents were there, and she said, listen, I know a lot of people's story is that the parents aren't there, the parents aren't supportive, but she said, hey, that's not my story. My parents are very much supportive, and I'm very appreciative of that. And like I said, Troy, Dominique, Oliver, Ray, I don't know if Cameron was there or not, but all of them were there. And when the performance was over, they all were kind of talking about, how well she did and all that good stuff. And that was great. Like, I'm happy for you. That was great. Now, she's got this crush on Ike. And she is flirting with Ike. And, Ike is polite. He's polite. It's not, I don't think he's reciprocating it, but he's polite about it. He said he thinks she's playing. She's not playing. She might be playing now because of the way things ended at this episode. We'll get there, but she won't play at all. So then we see Jaya Moore and Aaron. Aaron went to Jaya Moore to get an outfit done for his show that he's doing, the Aaron, whatever his last name is, Experience. And he's giving us the story about what happened. And basically what it boils down to is he was doing a lot of things in the music industry. Like I said, he'd been on every damn competition show. He said he's written for artists and things like that. And then he said he woke up one day and just walked away. He just walked away from it for whatever his reasons were. And he said, and things got hard for me. He said I was actually homeless twice, and it's been really, really bad. And then Jaya Moore said, you know what? A lot of people, he said, that's a lot of people's story, and people need to be more honest about what their story is. He said, hell, I was homeless for 3 months last year. He said he had been in an abusive relationship, and when he got out of that relationship, he walked away pretty much with nothing. And so he was in his car, and he said that he didn't tell his family or anything because he was like, I knew that they would be like, come home, and I wasn't ready to move home. I wanted to stay in Atlanta and pursue my dreams. He said, I wasn't always about fashion. He was like, I was in the medical field, and he said, but one day a friend of his said, are you living to get by, or are you moving to your destiny, or something to that effect? And he said that really made him sort of like think about it. And that's when he decided to pursue fashion. And he said once he told everybody he was going to school for fashion, everybody was like, we knew that. We expected that. We've been waiting on that. So, like, everybody else saw that in him that he didn't see in himself. So, what else? There's something I was going to say. I forgot now, child. But anyway, so they kind of bonded on that. And so they kind of have that in common. And I agree. More people need to be honest about this story. I think I've said this before. Diddy posted one time. He said people don't post their failures, so it make it look like everything they did was a success. But I thought that was a good conversation for them to kind of get to know each other and kind of, connect or whatever. So Rico Cassadine has a listening party for his new music. We know he got a diss track for Dominique and amongst other songs. So he had a listening party. Now he did not invite Drew, and of course, obviously, he didn't invite Dominique and Troy and that whole crew, whatever. He said him and Rico with a K are cool. They done made up and they cool now. Well, I ain't say made up, but they done talked everything out and they cool or whatever. And it was a nice event, Cassadine had a nice event. He performed. He had a song with Oliver and what's this other guy named Prophet or something. But he definitely had a nice event to showcase his new music. Now, when it was over with, they were all outside talking, and I thought it was so funny that Oliver is sitting there with a damn jacket with his shirt, his chest hanging out, and damn Wayne the Pain looking like he in Antarctica. I was like, what? Somewhere in the middle must be the truth, right? But anyway, so they're talking about the whole situation with Drew, and he was saying I didn't invite Drew because I got beef with Drew because Drew lied on me. Now, here's where we get back to all these text messages and somebody said something to somebody else. And Ray was like, listen, I like Drew. So, and Oliver was like, I like Drew too. So, like, how can we kind of resolve this? Is there a way that we could try to come together and maybe try to resolve this situation? And Rico was like, listen, I don't know, I'll talk to her, but at the end of the day, she lied on me and I didn't appreciate that. Like, I didn't appreciate nobody lying on me because even Rico with the K said that I didn't say what she was trying to say I said. Child, we still talking about whether he said he had beef with Dominique and whether he slept with Dominique Man or not. I'm so over the whole story. I don't care anymore. Anyway, so, and the song with him and Ray that actually just dropped today on iTunes. If you did not pre-order the song like I did, you can still go over to iTunes and get it. It dropped today. Okay. Anyway, so Ike was like, I really want to, clear this up. And even Wayne the Pain was like, listen, y'all know Dominique be with that mess sometimes and be inserting himself in situations that don't have nothing to do with him, which we know he do. We know that he does do that. So last but not least, we see Ike having a photo shoot, linking up his brand with another designer's brand so they can kind of cross, promote each other with his socks and everything. And he invited Drew to come along because he wanted to try to get to the bottom of the situation with Drew and Rico. Now, let me say this, Ike. That was real messed up how you set Drew up. That was messed up because you were sitting there trying to get the story from Drew and you were like, well, would you be willing to sit down with Rico and talk to Rico about it? And Drew was like, I say everything I said. I say to Rico face. I say to Rico face. And then here come Rico walking up. Ike, you was wrong for that. Now, Ike, I love you, boo. You my man, 50 grand. But that was a setup. That was wrong. That was wrong. But then they started talking about text messages and who said what and who didn't say what and who did this and who did that. And Ike was like, these text messages that you're showing me are not receipts because it's hearsay. It's somebody said that somebody said. And I can't say that this is true because it's what somebody else said. Then they called Rico with a K to verify what was said. And I think Rico was confused because, first of all, here's what I don't like. If you gonna call somebody to say, listen, do you remember what happened? Then don't give me no leading questions. Don't tell me what I said and what I didn't say. Let Rico with a K talk. What they should have done was put that phone on the counter and said, Rico, do you remember when we were at the event after the networking party, what was said? And let Rico tell everybody at that table what he remembered. Because what happened was he said one thing, and then Rico was like, that ain't how, Cass and I was like, that ain't how it happened. So then he changed it up, and then here comes Drew. That's not what said. That's not what it was. That's not what it was. And I think somewhere in the middle, everybody got fucking confused, okay? Because Rico was saying one thing, Drew was saying something else. So it seemed like both of them were right, but I don't think they was right about the same thing. I don't think they was talking about the same information. I really don't. If you listen, I feel like somewhere in the middle, the story got fucked up, okay? And by the end of it, Ike still didn't know nothing more than he knew to begin with, okay? He didn't know nothing more than he knew in the beginning. And we still don't know who's telling the truth. Although I think I know. But we don't know. So, of course, Drew walks off and goes to call Dominique. And Rico is sitting there talking to Ike. And Ike was like, I'm a little confused. And Rico was like, listen, because Drew lied on me. That's it. That's all. Drew lied on me. And then, of course, they cussing each other out, child. Anyway, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.